on. Okay, there we go. I am so excited about this call. I have to tell you, it's kind of funny because when I thought about asking Emily, I was a little intimidated. As you guys know, Emily is a very vibrant personality. She's all over Facebook. Everybody kind of knows who she is because she's super spunky and has this great personality. But I knew without fail, asking her would benefit this team so much because she is a keeping it real type person, so much like me in that. And I absolutely love her perspective, not only on Plexus, but on life. It's not all sunshines and roses, and it's not all perfect. And I love that because I think that for so many of us, that is our life. Everything's not perfect. Sometimes it's just a really crummy day, and we just have to take ownership of that and move forward. And she's really good about that. So I wanted her to pour into our team because right now it seems to be kind of a rough patch across the board. We as Jules are seeing the same exact things that you guys are seeing, regardless of if you just joined yesterday or you've been in the company for 3 years. And it's just kind of a rough time right now. And we're just taking ownership of that, moving forward and pushing through it. So I am so excited, Emily, to have you on our call and have you pour into our team. And I appreciate you so much taking time out of your busy family life and your sweet babies to be on here tonight.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, I'm going to let Emily take it over because she's got lots to say, and I am stoked to hear it.
Awesome. Well, what's going on, everybody? I'm Emily. I'm 26. I have 2 boys. I have a 9-month-old and 2-year-old going on like 30. He's the reason why I'm hiding in my closet because he will find me. They always find you. Always. So, who's a hot mess, right? Okay, this girl right here looks like this. This is Jewel life, okay? You get me in my messy bun, and I'm wearing jewelry, so that's fancy. That's good. Progress. That's my life on the regular. When I joined Plexus, it was even more of a hot mess. I was a full-time student. My husband was like over 3,000 miles away across the universe, deployed in Afghanistan when I joined Plexus. And I was a brand new mom. Sterling was about 6 months old, and I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I had done network marketing before, but nothing like Plexus. I thought it was all going to be the same, right? I thought I had to have parties and have all this stuff in my house that said Plexus on it. And it just wasn't like that, right? We have an internet-based business. All you have is your link, and it's simple, right? Not so much. You have to be vulnerable, right? You have to follow up. You have to put action behind every single goal that you write down or that you speak about your business. So that's where I come in. There's things that you're doing in your business, right? Some are working, some aren't. You're like, Emily, how are you, Diamond? I just want to know your secret. So I'm going to give you a secret tonight, okay? And it's about following up. That is kind of where I've been focusing in my business, because sometimes once you start adding people to your team or you start getting a bunch of customers, you kind of like feel like everyone's all over the place and you lose contact, right? There's people that I have forgotten about. Like, I'm not even going to lie. Sarah, have you ever forgotten that you added a new level 1? Yeah, it's totally overwhelming. You're like, oh my God, they joined 2 months ago and I haven't even asked her if she got her welcome pack. Like, who am I? What's my middle name? I don't know anything. Is it 930 vodka? Okay, cool. That's my life, y'all. That's my life. Like, no shame in my game. My husband, bless his soul, he's like, babe, you got to get it together. So we sat down and talked to a couple of my leaders on my team about their follow-up method and what works for them, because it doesn't matter the calendar, the app, the syncing of my emails. It did not matter. It was not registering in my brain that I was still forgetting people. So I actually uploaded a video on my YouTube channel that you can go watch if you want more information on this, but I'm just going to give you a little show of what I do. So first of all, it's an index card box, and it looks like this. My 2-year-old thinks it's treasure, which it is, because these are all my potentials, right? It's this treasure. So think of it as your Plexus treasure box, your follow-up box. In corporate America, they call them a tickler file. You can Google it. It's a real term. When I worked in corporate America, I worked for an investment firm, and I worked for a boss, and I did all the work. Well, in order for me to stay on top of my work and his, we had a tickler file that stayed in your cabinet, and it was labeled 1 through 31 for every day of the month. And it told me what I needed to do that day of the month. So what's today? What is today? I don't even know. The 5th, maybe? Yeah? We'll just pretend it's the 5th. Okay. I hope it is. So today's the 5th. So what am I going to get? I'm going to open my box and I'm going to find day 5. And in day 5, this is just a pretend one because I'm not going to tell you who my potentials are. So we're going to go to day 5. And I'm going to have a card that looks like this. If you're driving or whatever, just watch the recording. I don't want you to wreck. Jane Smith, right? I'm going to write their first and last name on my card. I'm going to write the initial contact date. I'm going to write their goals and just a couple of fun facts. So for Jane Smith, she's a mom of 2. She works 9 to 5. She's really looking for some weight loss, right? Aren't all of us mamas looking for some sort of weight loss most of the time? So I'm like, okay, today's the 5th. These are the people that I spoke to a week ago or 2 weeks ago, and I told them a date I was going to follow up. I told them December 5th, I'm going to follow up with you. I don't blindside my people when I follow up. I am not a negative or salesy nuisance of a Plexus ambassador. When I follow up with people, they know it's coming, okay? Even if you just joined my team, you know it's coming. So on the 5th, I need to follow up with this person. Now, what am I using to do this follow-up method? You're going to need index cards, okay? Index cards. You need the little treasure box, the index card box, and then these things. They're called A through Z card guides. They're just like miniature file tabs, and I flip them over, and I use a Sharpie, and I write 1 through 31. I bought 2 packages because there's only 26 letters in the alphabet, in case y'all are wondering, and there's 31 days in a month. So I bought 2 packages. Now, I started doing this, and let me tell you something. It is amazing because guess what? This little box fits in my Louis Vuitton. It fits in my diaper bag. It fits in my car. Wherever I go, my follow-up box goes. So if I have a 15-minute waiting period at a doctor's appointment or at the car wash, you better believe I'm busting out my magical box and I'm getting on my phone and I'm following up, whether it's voice message, phone call, text message, email. It's amazing what you can do on a mobile device. But all you need is your little tickler file. Now, the rest of the cards, right? So I said you're going to buy 2 packages of those tabs. So the rest of the cards are going to be for your new ambassadors, not customers, right? This is my customer follow-up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the 12 of the other cards, and I'm going to label them January through December, and I'm going to put them in the back of my box. You could get a second box. I don't know how OCD you are, but for me, I just use the same box, and this is how I follow up with my ambassadors. Anybody that joins in January, they go behind January. Anybody that joins in February, they go behind February. So I know I need to follow up with these people by month, how long they've been an ambassador, so on and so forth. On their card, it's their name, their join date. The beauty of this is if for any reason the back office was down and not working, or just to have hands-on so you don't have to pull up a report. You just report. I can't even talk. You can just have it right there at your desk, in your car, in your purse. This method works wonders for my red personalities and even my blues like me that don't have an ounce of red in their system. Okay, you just want to have fun, and if it ain't fun, you ain't doing it. So I get it. So I really, really like this system. I think it's very simple. It's hands-on. It doesn't take up a lot of space. And if you're not tech savvy, like I can use a Google Calendar, but that's about it. Like I can't do all the cool stuff that a lot of you can. So this is a great method for me. Now, what am I saying in these follow-ups? What am I saying to people that, okay, let's talk about the ones that ignore us, right? They go into the witness protection program. You're like, hey, I've messaged you 6 times. Apparently you hate me. You think I have some sort of disease. So I'm just going to leave you alone. You know, maybe you say that to people. I don't know. For me, I kind of use the tough love approach and I take away their follow-up. It is so cool what happens when you take someone's follow-up away. They freak out. They want their follow-up. They're like, well, what do you mean? No, I'm sorry. I was just busy. No, follow up with me tomorrow. I'm ready, right? So you're going to say something like this, you know, hey, Sarah, we've been talking for 6 weeks, and I just find it really evident that I've been bothering you with following up about Plexus, so I'm not going to follow up anymore. There's some other people and some other friends of mine that really want more information, so just know my door is open, but I'm not going to message you about it anymore because this bubble of awkwardness is going to, you know, affect our friendship, and I can feel it coming, and I don't want that to happen. So have a great Christmas. Peace. And that's it. And it is so crazy what happens because people want their follow-up. They're like, well, where are you going? I'm sorry, I'm busy. I'm here. But that's just it, you guys. Statistics show it takes 12 to 16 contacts for someone to finally get a grip and go, oh yeah, I should probably order. I know it's been 12 months, right? If you are following up once a month, that's a whole year of following up, you guys. So you have to be consistent. You have to be patient. These people are moms and dads just like you. These people forget. They have lives just like you. Just like you forget to follow up, they forget to get on your website. So that is so, so imperative in this business is your follow-up and how you do it. For people that don't tell me no, but they kind of give me the runaround, that's when I get specific. And I'm like, look, girlfriend, you contacted me 6 weeks ago. 6 weeks. That's almost 2 months. Why haven't you joined? What is stopping you from purchasing that triplex combo today? I need to know. I need an answer. And you can say it in a nice way, or if you're feeling sassy like me, shoot them a voice message if you want them to hear their voice. If they stop replying to your messages on Facebook, go post on their wall. Hey, I messaged you. Hey, I see you liking all my stuff, but you can't answer my message. What's that about? Make a Facebook Live about them. They love that. Let me tell you. I get more people that are like, was that about me? I'm like, well, if the shoe fits, my friend, I don't know. But I got them to message me back, right? So it's all about your approach. It's all about being bold and making sure you know and they know that this is about helping them, right? The new year is coming. What better time than to create a new follow-up system? What better time than to reach out with people to start your new follow-up system? People are creating New Year resolutions now. They want weight loss now because guess what? They're going to eat like 500 cinnamon rolls on Christmas morning, and they're going to be in like 2 chocolate pies deep, and they're going to be like, oh my gosh, you're the one that told me about block and I haven't ordered it yet. And you're going to be the friend that helps because you have the block, right? So as Plexus ambassadors, it's okay to have fun and be serious at the same time. I do it every day, right? That's why you guys like my training, because I tell it like it is, but what I do works. People don't want to be sold to, right? This is not a ShamWow company. We're not trying to sell anybody. I'm not going to tell you 15 different ways that my towel works and dries water. I'm going to show you my story because I'm going to be a product of the product. You know, that's a huge part of your follow-up. I don't know if you knew that, but it is. When you stop taking your products, people start noticing. When you stop talking about it, people start noticing. Those people that don't like or comment on your things, they are your potentials. They're out there. You know, when I first got started, I had 1 like on all of my Plexus stuff, anything Plexus related, even just Facebook, period. I think the most likes I had was like 100, and it was a homecoming picture of Scotty coming home from Afghanistan, that's great. But my mom was the only person that liked my Plexus stuff. Because I used to be taught, you know, well, everyone that likes your stuff, you know, reach out to them. I'm like, okay, well, I can only reach out to my mom 87 times before she's like, girl, I'm on your team, like, leave me alone. So it's important that you're patient and you post for your audience. If you don't have anybody to follow up with, you're not giving them a reason to contact you, and you're not putting out enough information for people to be interested in what you have to offer. For my business personally, I made that first why video, and it was awful. Okay. It was awful, but that's kind of what busted me out of my shell, right? I was like, if I can make a video of me in my kitchen looking ridiculous, then I can do anything, right? And then I had a second baby, and I was like, okay, I can conquer the world. Like, I could really do anything. So I want you to think about the craziest thing that you've done in life. Okay. The craziest thing. If you can do that, you can follow up. You can reach out. If you have nobody to follow up with and you're not reaching out enough, I like to follow up every 2 days. Unless they've given me some sort of deadline or payday that they're waiting for, then I'm like, okay, I'll follow up on your payday. What date is that? I want specifics, just like I want specifics with their goals. I want specifics for my follow-up, because that's my business, right? I need customers to make money. I need ambassadors to join my team to create residual income. So I need them to be specific with me so I can make my next step. That's how I determine what date they go in the box, or, you know, what day I follow up with them. I think someone just asked that in the chat. If there's another part of the question, just let me know. But that's a huge part, is if you're not putting anything out there for people to be interested in, what are you posting on Facebook? Because you're not being intentional if that's the case. You're probably posting about baby mama drama or what you ate for dinner. That's great. People do want to know those things, but they also want to know why you lost 12 pounds in 3 months, and why you're no longer taking Zoloft or talking about taking Zoloft, or why you're no longer checking into your doctor's appointment every other week. So people want to know these things. They may not ask you straight up, but they're nosy. They want to know. So talk about it. Share unapologetically, right? What is something that you have no shame in talking about? Mine is my relationship with Christ. I have no shame in my game. I will tell everyone I love Jesus. I don't care. What is your unapologetic thing? You know, are you anti-vaccines? You know, there's a lot of people that talk about those kind of things. Are you a homeschooling mom? Like, that's just like your thing. What is your thing? I want you to be just as passionate about Plexus as you are your thing, okay? And then that's your audience. That's who you reach out to. That's who you follow up with. For people that are telling Sarah they don't have anyone else to reach out to, make new friends. Go to Target and talk to your cashier. Go out to lunch and, you know, try to recruit your server. Give them a sample of Ease and Slim. They're on their feet all day long. Retail workers, you're out Christmas shopping. They're probably so miserable. They don't want to be there. They don't want to be there. They have bills to pay. So tell them about your opportunity. That's someone you can follow up with. The best thing ever is a freebie. Everyone likes a freebie, and it's an easy way to follow up. You know, hey girl, you still haven't ordered. I feel like I need to kind of help make sure you understand that Plexus is where it's at. I would love to send you a sample of Slim if you've never tried it, or if you would know based on your conversation with them. I think these things are very important, and it's okay to give out a freebie every now and then. If you're giving out samples every single week and you can't even take your products because you've given them out, let's pump the brakes on that. I'm all about giving away Plexus. I want to give it to the world, but you still have a business to run. So you're not going to make any money if you're giving away your whole bag of Slim. Okay. That's what samples are for on your website, for them to purchase. And that's what their money back guarantee is for. So keep these things in mind when you are working your business. Give me some examples. If you're watching, you can comment in the little chat box, but give me some objections in your follow-ups that you're currently struggling with. Give me an example of what's not working as a follow-up. Sarah, if you want to chime in, by all means, if there's something that your team has brought up that's just not working, or that it was working at one point and it stopped, or maybe something that your leaders talk to you about all the time about follow-ups. Most common I get is Plexus isn't working for me. Okay. Well, if you watch my Facebook Live, you know how strongly I feel about that subject. Plexus works for people that let it work. If you eat crap, your body is going to feel like crap, and Plexus will not work. I am so guilty of this. I mean, mine isn't even holidays, it's Chick-fil-A. I can't get away. It's like a problem. So for me is walking away from the dadgum Chick-fil-A and being consistent with my block and BioCleanse so I don't even want it or crave it. So I think it's so important that you follow up every 5 days. Are you drinking your water? What did you eat today? You know, are you keeping a food journal to keep yourself accountable? I know it's the holidays, so let's save all that guilty eating for Christmas Day when you're with family. You don't have to, you know, build up to that, but no, it's a cheat day, not a cheat month. So I think it's very important as health and wellness ambassadors that we keep people accountable and following up. You know, ask them, do you need me to check in on you every Thursday to make sure you're on track? That is your job, right? This is relationship marketing. By now, you should have some sort of relationship with them so that you can ask that. For the people that say, you know, I can't afford it anymore. Okay, well, let's look at a breakdown of what you spent your money on this week. Do you mind showing me, or do you want to, you know, highlight some things on a bank statement and send them my way? I really want to hold you accountable. I feel like when people use the financial aspect, one, it might be too expensive. Okay. I don't want to take that away from anybody because I come from a single mom household. I get it. It can be expensive. However, if you were going to Starbucks every single day, $4 to $6 a day, $30 a week, you guys, like, that adds up, right? What is that? $120 a month? I'm not a mather, so I don't know, but that's a lot of money. That's almost a triplex combo, right? So I think it's so important that we just kind of grow a pair and put ourselves out there and say, look, yeah, you want this. You came to me. 2017 is 3 weeks away. So you're either going to own it and create a new healthy lifestyle for yourself, or you're just going to really frustrate me because I feel like we're in a hamster wheel together, right? I think it all depends on the relationship you have with people. If they're sensitive, if they get irritated with you very quickly, tread lightly. If they're on medications, make sure they're patient with their bodies. Detoxing from medications takes a long time. My mom's been a Plexus ambassador for 2 years. She's just now seeing weight loss. Her body needed to heal. She's 48 years old. That's a lot of Coke, y'all. And I mean Coca-Cola, okay? That's a lot of Coke products, right? She drank Coke, since she was 8 years old. That's a lot. That's 40 years of drinking Coca-Cola. That's damage, right? I've seen pictures of the inside of bodies of people that drink Coca-Cola and smoke cigarettes, and they look almost the same. So people really have to heal from the inside out. 2 years is not that long, as opposed to living in a hospital or dying in your 50s, right? So I think that it is so, so imperative to follow up the second you do have a new ambassador customer that started products. It's not a quick fix. Dadgummit, it's not a quick fix. Oh, that's my biggest issue with people is brand new ambassadors that want a 6-pack in a month. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen. And that is part of your follow-up, is making sure people understand that you want them to feel better. You want them to heal, and it's going to take some time. Lots of questions. Okay, hold on. I gotta catch up. Hold up. I was the 1 to 2 times. Sorry, I try to save this time. Do most people come to you about cold messages, and how do you catch the vision? Okay. Cold messaging. I'm still learning, believe it or not. I don't cold message people. I've done it like twice, and it made me feel some type of way. So I'm learning this. I attract people in. I'm a huge believer in the law of attraction, and what you put out, you get back in. And I get a couple weirdos every now and then, don't get me wrong, but because what I put out there is contagious and people want what I have now, it's easy. I don't just post about Plexus. When I find really cute things like this, I'm going to post about it. When I'm having a fat day, I'm going to post about it because people can relate to that. They don't relate to a walking, talking Plexus robot. They don't want you to be a Plexus robot, okay? If they wanted to watch infomercials, they could watch TV at midnight. They don't want it on their Facebook too. They want you to tell them your story. So when you're cold messaging somebody, you're going to do just that. You have to tell them who the heck you are. Hey, my name's Emily. I just came across your Facebook. We do not know each other at all, but we have a lot in common from what I can tell. I have an opportunity I would like to share with you if you're remotely interested. I started making 5 figures into this opportunity 4 months in. Something you want to hear about, let me know. If not, I'll move along. Be bold. Put it out there. Be specific. Let them know you're here for a purpose. I don't know you, but you look like you could make me some money. Right? Be honest with them. Let them know you want them on your team. If you've looked at their stuff and it looks like they're unhealthy, or they hate their job, or they don't feel good, or their kids don't feel good, say that. Hey, I came across your Facebook. I saw you've been struggling with X, Y, and Z. I have found some products that have helped me with X, Y, Z. Would you care to hear about them? Can I send you a sample? People love free stuff, you guys. When it comes to I think someone asked about casting vision. I think that's what that last question said. I didn't completely read it. I skimmed. I had to kind of go back to the basics. Okay. I have 158 level 1s. About 58 of them are currently active. 100 of them come and go as they please, ignored me, blocked me. I mean, it's just kind of like all over the place at this point. So casting the vision is going to look different for everybody. I have people that have no money in their bank accounts, and I have people on my team with lots of money in their bank accounts. So it's going to be different for everyone. Just like my why is different than your why. So as a leader, you need to sit down with your level 1 and cast it for them. What would it look like to bring in a $10,000 paycheck for your family? You guys, when I went Emerald, that was the first time I'd ever seen $10,000 on a piece of paper that wasn't school debt. Okay. I share that with you because that is the opportunity all of us have. We all have the same 24 hours. We all have the same compensation plan. We all have the same products. So when you're sharing that with people, my husband's laughing at me. When you share that with people, and now he's being creepy. You guys have to make sure they see that, see the future. What does it feel like to be an Emerald ambassador? What does it feel like to be a gold ambassador? What could a couple $100 a month do for your family for the holidays? What could $5,000 extra a year as a gold ambassador do for your family? What does it feel like? Where are you? Who are you celebrating with? What did you do after you achieved that? It's all about asking questions. There's not necessarily right or wrong questions. I think you just have to ask them. I'm a firm believer in FaceTiming or Zooming as much as possible. I live nowhere near half my level ones, right? They're all over the place. So I think it's very important that you get on Zoom, you get on FaceTime, and you're like, hey, I need 15 minutes of your time today. I haven't asked you your goals this month. I really need to ask you your goals. I just want to, share my vision for you, what I see you doing in this business. And then tell them how much you believe in them. Tell them what you see from them just from their network or how they post. People want praises, not raises, right? The raises are going to come with the business, but they want you to say good job. They want you to teach them how to follow up and congratulate them for following up with 5 people. Leaders, that's super important. Give recognition where it's due, because man, when you don't, that's when they disappear. That's when they go somewhere else because they want your recognition. So I think it's super important to keep that in mind. There was one other question I saw. Hold on, let me go find it. I'm not a salesperson and it's too expensive during the holidays. Okay. If they tell you it's too expensive during the holidays, say, okay, I'll contact you January 1st. You're not going to be at work because nobody works on the 1st, and it's payday because it's the 1st. So I'll contact you on the 1st. If they say no, don't contact me, say, okay, I'm patient. I'll wait for you. I started saying that to people that told me no, and they started joining. It's the weirdest thing. I don't know what happened, but they knew that I was not going to let up because I really believed in them. There's still about 7 people that think I'm crazy, but that's okay. The people that say I'm not a salesperson, I say, great. I don't want you to be. I'm not a salesperson either. You could stick me in the middle of a car lot and I can't tell you a dadgum thing, but that one's pretty. It's shiny. It's white. Yeah. I'm not a salesperson. I like things. And when I like things, I get excited about things. When I get excited about things, I talk like this. And then you're like, oh my gosh, she's so excited. What is she talking about? I need to know what she's talking about. That's why people want what I have. For instance, like this is cute. Hold on. I'll share. We're in my closet, so why not? This is cute. It's a cover up, right? Floral, skulls, all of that's in right now. I could talk about this and how it was less than $20 and you should go to your local Cavender's and get one, or order online at cavenders.com because it's long and it hides your arms. If you have a hard time, with chubby wiggly arms, that's me. So that's why I like things with long sleeves, and it's super cute and so affordable. How many people are going to go look at cavenders.com now, right? It's the same thing. I'm not going to throw my website out there, but I'm going to name drop myself, right? So I know this girl that's lost 22 pounds and kept it off over the last 2.5 years, even after having a second baby. She's 26. She's making 6 figures. I know her. Me, talk about things, excite people. You have an amazing upline leader that has a great story. Her sister has an even more amazing story. You know these people. And if you don't know, that's okay. This is what I tell my team. Sarah, maybe you should do this tomorrow. I went live on my team page and I said, who wants to be best friends with the diamond? Okay. And, a lot of people logged in and they were like, oh, I do. And I'm like, great. We just became best friends. And they're like, how? And I'm like, well, I'm about to tell you my middle name, because you can't be best friends if you don't know each other's middle name. So I told them my middle name was Victoria. Look, now we're all best friends. And they were just like, oh, wow. Okay. So now I really feel like we're best friends. And I said, go send 5 people my testimony, my diamond doc, a video I've shared. Go send it to 5 people and say, this is a best friend of mine, Emily, and she's at the top of the company. She's earned 2 cars. Will you just check out her story? I can see you doing this. Or the products helped her with this, and I know they'll help you too. Whichever part of my story would intrigue them, that's how you share it, because we're besties, right? So that's kind of some things that I've done to cast vision and to get my team excited and ready to share, because sharing is scary. It comes with rejection and judgment. I get it. It's not any different than sharing anything else on Facebook at this point, right? Between politics and vaccines and whatever else, why not throw a pink drink into all that? At least it tastes good. So I think that we need to stop throwing pity parties for ourselves when people don't respond to our follow-ups, when people tell us no, when we get rejected. Stop throwing yourself a pity party and go reach out to someone else. It's called Go for No. There's a book about it. Richard Fenton and Andrea Waltz wrote it. It's called Go for No. Get it on Amazon. And they teach you to be unapologetic. They teach you not to set a goal of, I'm going to go silver this month and add 3 new ambassadors. No, go for gold. Add 20 new ambassadors. Why do you stop at 3? Why do you sell yourself short, right? Why only help 3 people? That's selfish. Keep helping people. Keep following up with people. I think that if we change our mindset and we stay open-minded, just like we tell our potentials to stay open-minded, we can accomplish so much more. And you'll be so proud of yourself. And then it duplicates down to your team. And then you don't have to cast vision for everyone because they just get it right away. Sarah, I hope that is everything and more that you were looking for tonight. That's about all I got. I'm starting to sweat in here because there's no way. So.
I have to tell you, it's so funny because I'm one of those people that like can literally listen to Emily talk for hours. And like I just told her to talk about it, but I'll say something real quick. I'll watch her Facebook lives, and she's not even talking about Plexus sometimes. She's just talking, like, she's like venting her day or whatever. And I literally, like, it'll be the highlight of my day because I'm like, thank you, praise Jesus. Somebody said it, and it didn't have to be me, but I'm fixing to share with everybody because everybody needs to hear some of this. But this is why I love Emily so much, is because she's so real. And what I was saying, if y'all seen the thread, is I think that's one of the things that attracts people to her is her Facebook lives on her personal page, not her team page, her personal page, because she keeps things real and it's not all about Plexus. Sometimes if you watch her, you don't necessarily know she does Plexus in that particular moment. If you breathe and you follow her at whatsoever, you know she has Plexus. But in that particular moment, you may not. Because I think, and I really truly believe that's what people are attracted to her for. And I could not say it better. Andrea and I actually had our weekly team call this morning, just her and I powwowing. And one of the things we talked about was not being salesy. And if you feel like your posts are salesy or you're not sure, let me give you a suggestion. Send it to your upline, include me if you want in a 3-way message, and just send it and say, hey, does this sound salesy? Because there is nothing better than getting feedback. I've done it with Andrea. When we first started, girl, there was nothing out there. I mean, I was like, for real, like, Celeste, how do I call customer service? For real. Because Roz wasn't even available. She was working. And that was the one thing I remember is we were having to like figure out what we were posting. We had no idea what we were posting. There's so much out there now. And the other thing I want to say, to follow up her posting and stuff and not being salesy, is keep it honest. Keep it yourself. Don't just copy and paste and share everything you see on Facebook, because what happens is if they're friends with you and even one other ambassador, they're going to see the same thing over and over and over, and it's not going to feel real. So even if you take something, and I'm guilty, everybody's guilty of it, we all take something from someone, try to change it up a little bit so that it's you. Because when you see Emily do a Facebook Live, you know her personality. So then when you see her post something, you can hear it in an Emily voice. And you're like, that's got some sass behind it. I get where she's going with this. If I say things, I tried to say something once like Ellen Ford, and I look like a moron because I'm not Ellen Ford. There's something about me that's just not going the Ellen Ford route. And so people didn't get it because I was trying to like mimic what Ellen was saying, and it didn't come out that way. I just can't pull off Ellen Ford. And so just be sure that you're keeping it you. Keep it original. Take what they said and say it in a way that you say things, because it's going to come across so much clearer and so much more honest. And then they're going to say, okay, there might be something to this. But if you're trying to just copy and paste everything everybody's saying, it's not going to feel like you, and you're going to lose yourself in that too. And that's the last thing that you want to do. Emily, I love you to death. Thank you so, so much for sitting in your closet for 30 minutes and talking to us. Go take your jacket off, cool off, go love on your babies and your sweet hubby. Guys, have a great night. I am going to post this to our team page so you guys can share it with your friends and team that were not able to get on the call as soon as it uploads to my computer. So y'all have an awesome night. Thank you so much for being on the call.